sticker today when I was weed whacking. You gotta be careful. Like if it is a foxtail, those are dangerous. They're really bad for animals. They're bad for people too, because they go one way and they don't. They drill. Whatever they lodge it, they drill themselves in and they don't back up. And then yeah, they're freaking wicked. Oh my goodness. June 5th, 2024. Man, my body's sore. I went and did a bunch of weed whacking again today.
Oh, you did today?
Yeah. Then I came back in. Mom hurt her hand, and she's a little old lady. And what happens when little old ladies, their skin gets real thin. I'm gonna put her in a bubble. Mom, I'm gonna wrap you in bubble wrap. So it's just something else I get to nurse. This shit stresses me out. So Tucker's got his arm thing. He keeps wanting to lick, and now oh Lord. It's hard. Life is hard. And I went to the meeting of the planners, city planners. Oh my God, politics are so stupid. Freaking all of it. It's just so unuseful. And you know why they never get anything done? Because they read something and then they postpone it until like further down the road. And then they'll come up, that date will come up, and then they'll postpone. And nothing ever gets done, man. I'm so sick of freaking lack of initiative. So I started taking my weed whacker out. I charge it full overnight, and then I take it out, and then I do as much as, like, either I run out of reel or battery. And then I'm done for the day when that happens. And because people are just so negligent, and so the city's never going to clean it up. They don't care. The city's not, no. And fire, everything's so dry, and people don't care, and they throw their cigarettes and whatever. They throw their stuff out the window and start fires. So I'm gonna clean up all the area around on the main road. And just start showing people how they can, work in their community. Everybody's so worried about getting paid. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much stuff that needs to be done that people are perfectly capable of doing, but they're not going to do it because they need to get paid. Not only do they need to get paid, they need to get paid a lot. Because they want to buy a bunch of stupid stuff to fill up the holes, their missing parts that are caused from needing to be paid so much. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people that are capable of doing stuff. They just don't want to have to deal with the burrow brats. The burrow brats. The ass brats. The politicians. The people playing Legos. The ones that are up there with their strings saying, "Do what I say, but don't do what I do, especially after I've been drinking too much." Taos is a weird place. I know the whole world's like weird because it has become so egocentric that it's just the land of the narcissists. I saw a TikTok today. Somebody said that witches and warlocks, or where they say, like, narcissists, they're all witches and warlocks. And I was thinking about that. Witches and warlocks. And see, I don't identify with, like, I use plants and to make medicine, to make people feel better. I also encourage people to be proactive in their own lives and just go move your body and get your heart to beat fast enough that in the event it has to beat fast, it's not going to fucking blow a gasket. Right? Like, people don't exercise and then something happens and then, because it's a muscle. Your heart's a muscle, and it's like any other muscle in your whole entire body. If you don't work the muscle out and use the muscle, and narcissists do not use the heart muscle. They do not live from their heart. Because my thing is, like, I don't, you don't mess with people's free will. That's my whole, you don't mess with people's free, so people that are, like, marketing, all the stuff out there that is putting out a narrative of lies, it ain't my world. I don't identify it with it. And it's real, and it's my world is very small. That's why I do things to stay busy and to keep my body fit, because when I do that, it makes it easier for my mind, because my mind, it can be a dangerous neighborhood. I have the mind. My mind is very full broad. It's a very broad spectrum. I'm finding out other people have pretty broad spectrum. I went and got my hair cut today.
Oh, no.
I really like getting my hair cut.
Oh, that's nice.
I haven't had a barber in years. Since I left Oregon, Calvin.
That's a long time.
It's 3 years.
That's right.
And he's a big old dude, and it's like, see, that's why I don't judge people by how they look, and I don't take into account the color of their skin, and I don't care who they're related to, you know. I just try to go and meet people, and sometimes they're warm and receptive, and usually they're not. I can usually figure out why they're not, even though it's none of my business. They make it quite clear. People are also quick to be like, I don't like your kind. And I'm like, what kind is that? The short kind? The dimply kind? Which kind is the kind of thing that you don't like about me? It's been like this my whole life. Evidently, it's offensive to be misgendered. When people call you by I don't take offense to stuff. I know people do this shit on purpose to make people feel bad, because it's been happening ever since I was a little girl. And it still happens. And it's just something that controllers do to try to make people just want to make people feel bad. I don't want to make people feel bad. I want people to see how their behavior is making themselves feel bad by the choices that they make. My brother has made sure that my whole life he's told me all this stuff, like all the bad decisions I made, and I'm like, I don't think it's a bad decision to take care of my mom. I remember asking, I said, Jerry, don't you love your life? Like, you have the best life. Your life is so huge. You're a lawyer, you're a jag, you're like, you know, you got a good relationship, great relationship with your wife, couple kids, you know, picket fence, live in the enclosed, you know, you got it all. And he's like, yeah, I have a really good life. I said, don't you even recognize a little bit, but you wouldn't have that life if it weren't for Mom? And he still threw us away. Because people without souls, because they sold them. They sold out. They sold out. It's so easy to sell your soul. It's just do that thing, you know, whatever you got to do to get money, and that ain't living from the heart. Money and heart, they're not even the same frequency. It's cool that the gal, I asked her, I said, you want to trade a haircut for one of my t-shirts? She's like, yeah, that'd be cool. And you know what? She even offered to let me take Mom down and use the shampoo bowl at the salon. And I was like, well, Mom doesn't really like getting out much. Do you want to, Mom? Would you want to go down to the hair salon? I guess I should ask you. I don't need to assume. Go downtown, Taos, and use the shampoo. We just do it in the sink right over here. She just leans over, puts the towel over her eyes, and I okay, we're done. She's like, good. I hope so. That's what she says. I hope so. I hope so. You're a trooper, Ma. My body hurts because I move it.
What?
My body hurts because I go out and I get exercise.
Oh, yes.
And I try to get tired enough so I sleep at night, and that don't really happen. Hey, Middle Pancakes. Hope you're well. Was that Vinny whining? It is staying cool in here, and I got 2 cooling blankets, pet cooling blankets.
Sound asleep.
Oh, is he? Okay. I had a rough day energetically. My body hurt, and when my body hurts, and then like I went out and weed whacked, and I came home and Tucker had gotten his head thing on because I didn't put his collared one on, and he licked his freaking arm raw, and it was a setback, and I just I went out and weed whacked more. I was just I'm powerless when I feel. That's the thing is like. I learned that when I was a little kid. Like when I throw tantrums and I and I throw things, I don't hit people. I'll hit a wall. It's just because there's just all this energy in me, and it's got to go somewhere. It's got to break, and I'm not gonna stuff it because that's how people get cancer in their butt by stuffing their anger and acting like they're not. No. That's not what. No. So. When I get powerless and it's Gemini season, and when there's the energy of the day, and I'm feeling the energy of the day, I'm like I feel like I'm stepping into the energy field, like with my planetary alignment, stepping into how people feel when they're born on these days. And I guess I need to give Gemini more credit because God, I do not like this energy, and to have to feel this way all the time, it's just, and I know it's mutable, and that's the thing is like it goes this way or it's hard to make decisions, I'm trying to keep everything streamlined. I'm trying to keep like, okay, put things back where you find them. Just because it's just, I don't like it. Bless you, Jim. I got my brother's daughter, the oldest, his stepdaughter, Lexi. She'll be the 20th. Is that the solstice? Is she born on the solstice? Click. I'll have to look that. Anyway, I think she's going to be like 16, 17, something like that. I don't know. I lost track. I've known her since she was 3, but I always bought her present, like, because I always wanted. I love spoiling people, and getting to know them and getting them stuff that they want. And she used to love Shopkins, so I always knew what to get her. And then I'd get her like organizing stuff so she can organize her Shopkins, because everything had to have its place and stuff like that. And then I don't know. I guess she doesn't respect me because my brother probably talks trash in proximity. He's not a very principled man. And I'm sure that, like, she, so, that's how the youth, the kids, I freaking dig kids because I love how their minds work, because that's how mine works. I just grew up and learned more with maintaining like how they think and how they process and stuff. And we are here to learn from them, because they are the givers of all the knowledge, because they just came from source. Yet the program look at planet Earth, how stupid planet Earth is right now. I recorded like 20 minutes. I talked about it before. That there's the city one of the flower shops in town painted the mural, had a mural painted, and they didn't ask the city's permission. The kings and queens of Taos. And so they got the guy, the people that own the building. They didn't have to come up from Albuquerque. That's cool. It would have been nice to see him though. But the dude that is that leases the space there and has it's his daughter's flower shop and stuff, and they had the mural painted, and you're not supposed to advertise anything. They read the ordinances, the list of regulations that all of it has. It's just, oh my God. You know why this stuff drives me crazy? Because they split hairs about this. I'll show you the picture. There's a tornado outbreak, another one. It's every day, man. Every day for like the last 7 days, there has been a tornado outbreak. That is houses gone, buildings gone, and there aren't people that are gonna do the work. It's got, oh my Lord, this earth is changing. So here's the little picture. I love pissing people off on TikTok. So here's the picture. So it was so rad. The guy's like, well, there's a pot plant. It's a pot shop, and there's a pot plant. And he's like, but you have that. He's like, yeah, but it was so funny what the guy said, Mom. He goes, yeah, but there's also frogs on the building, and I don't sell those inside. And I was like, yo! I laughed out loud because I'm obtrusive with my, because when people are going to be stupid, I'm going to be what I think is equally stupid in my mind. So evidently, I guess I didn't stay for the whole thing because I could see where they were, the trajectory in which they were heading, and that is they're gonna. He's like, well, could I make the doobie a little flute? So they're gonna modify it, I think they should just put like. It's just actually, it's a frog. That could be a fern. They could extend it and just make it a fern, because there's a happy frog just sitting in the fern, right? And there's turtles. I think I don't know, it's cute. People like it. He said the dude that I can't remember his name. He said that people come in that are Torons come in and stop there because it's an art town. I mean, well, you gotta have the right connections. Everything is a racket. The whole deck is stacked. I know people like that have their stuff on display in the Harlan Museum, which I guess is a big deal. Museums aren't a big deal to me. It's all nepotism. It's all who you know. And then they want like 20-30% of however your cut for just displaying it at their place. It's so ineffective as far as trying to build a community that's for everybody. And that's what makes me crazy, is because you got these freaking burrow brats, ass brats, that are playing Legos with their town. They're putting dude, Taos ain't big, so they're really pissing people off by just deciding and going in and putting in 200 paid parking meters when they don't fucking maintain the ones that they have now. That's the thing, is don't keep bringing, you build new fancy buildings and put your offices in them. And your employees, you got your own physical fitness guru. And your own gym with all the gym equipment. Where are the public records of the employees and how much weight they've lost collectively to justify those costs. What do I gotta do to get those numbers? You're greedy, selfish, heartless. You give a little more care about freaking concerts in the park while fencing off locals for their own twisted agenda. And you know what? This is happening all over America. Everywhere. The only difference is it's such a trip to see all this shit I've been talking about for 7 years. I've been talking about it for 7 years. They keep paying themselves to buy new trucks. They keep getting bigger and bigger, but they get bigger and bigger trucks to get all the gadgets and all the setup and all the rigs and the trailers with their their porta potties that they can take to the job site with them that we pay for. However, why don't we just have porta potties for homeless people? Why can't that? Because they don't deserve it. Because their job, and that is the mentality. You cannot solve a problem with the same consciousness that creates it. And fucking bureaucrats that freaking think like that are the reason why there's people that are freaking dying. People take drugs and drink because they hurt. Because the whole fucking world, there's supposed to be 7 billion people on the planet, yet the whole nobody cares about them. And how many people I have experienced that for 7 years. The neighbor lady, she sees me out weed whacking. I lived here like 2 months almost. They had me over for dinner like the first week. I ain't seen them but except, I seen her at the little farmer's market, and I knew somebody there. And she was so happy. I'm like, no, don't act like you're happy to see me. I live right next door. I don't fucking matter to you. You know what I mean? And so, I get a message from her. And I'm not, because I'll hurt somebody's feelings. I don't care. I'm not all, I used to be about all the social graces and what I need to do to make other people feel better. And I don't fucking care anymore. And so, she's like, hey neighbor, can we chat? So I go outside and I'm doing stuff outside. So okay, I'm here, I'm making myself known. And she comes out and she's like, well, we're gonna hire a couple of homeless people to come get this ready for a garden. And then we thought maybe we'd ask you if you want to do it. And I was like, no. I said it'd be better off if other people benefited from that. Because that's what people need. That's what I'm trying to show people, is give people a purpose and they're going to live for that purpose. Give people things to do every day and they're going to do it. They just don't want to listen to the fucking asshole idiots that are put in charge because they're somebody's fucking cousin. People don't want to deal with the people that are in charge of doing the... So I'm just going to go out and do it. I'm just going to go out and clean up fucking Taos, and maybe people will start joining me. And we can show people how much you can do for fucking fun and for free. Where's the heart in that? Everywhere. All over the place. And then maybe some, people start getting, feeling better about themselves. Feel better, do better. Look at all the bureaucrats. I mean, they're miserable. They hate themselves. You go to the people hate themselves, and they're just like, oh, I hate myself, so I'm gonna make your life so miserable you're gonna hate yourself too. That's what I've seen happen everywhere. So I called today's talk Egghead. You okay? Mom, she's got a bruise. I'm gonna pray, and we're gonna do prayers over it tonight and see how fast you heal, okay? Oh, the other day I don't know if she was coming, I think she was coming down, and it was a weird part of the day, and tripped and I, whoop, Mom, stop defying gravity. And then it's like, fuck, man. But like, that's why I go out early in the morning and do stuff early before she gets up. Because I really don't like leaving her by myself. And as much as people say they're gonna, oh yeah, I'll come hang out with you, they never fucking do, dude. People, that's another thing. Like, how many people are hurt just because of the percentage of the population of the world that just goes around, they say they're gonna do a bunch of stuff and they never follow through? Like, there's a big old haze of freaking disappointment that's just shrouded and covered. It covers the planet. People need to start breaking cycles. Ain't nobody getting out alive, but man, people are in a hurry to the freaking finish line. Fled Fargo. So let's see. This is what's happening. Montana flood, Iowa flood,
Wow, that's a lot of flooding.
severe weather, Quebec, Montreal, southern United States floods, volcano, Indonesia,
Volcano?
tornado, Sterling, Virginia, tornado, Cleveland, Ohio, flood. There's extreme temperature. Well, in Africa, I know, like, Reading was like 107 today or something like that, or supposed to be. Wildfires, extreme heat, India. Earth's changing. She's freaking ascending. Are people gonna start? Are they gonna go with her? Are they gonna just stay on the old Earth? She ain't the same place no more.
No.
Tornado, Ohio.
Tornado.
This is all in the last half hour, 34 minutes. All those things that I just read. And the landslides, they keep coming.
Landslide.
Tornado, Mount Holly, New Jersey. When is New Jersey Tornado Alley? I remember, like, growing up in California, and it's like Tornadoes Alley was like North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, like right there, and that was it. I was like, tornadoes there, and everybody, I don't ever want to live right there because that's where the tornadoes are. And then I got stationed at Offutt Air Force Base right there. But I didn't see nothing until like a week before I moved. I saw a water spout from Lake McConaughey, and that's on the Iowa side. Although there was an instance that I talk about that there very well could have been one right outside my window when I lived in Benson. And there were reports the next day of like winds like 97 miles an hour and stuff like that. My experience was like I woke up and I was like all floaty. Like I was probably disassociated is what happened. And then like I go and looked out the window and I see it sounds like a train and I've heard that. People that say that they all say it sounds like a freaking train, and it sounded like a train, and I saw the like in front and the wind everywhere, and the next day I drove through because there's down trees everywhere. It looks like a war zone, and that's what I believe is like we've caused so much damage in places that we have no business. That we may never like see like foreign planes flying over dropping bombs on Cincinnati, God forbid. Yet we're gonna see the effects. Like, look at all the places that look like war zones now. It's karma. What energy you put out comes back. I don't understand why people have such a hard time with that, Robert Phoenix. I don't believe in karma. You don't believe in freaking being consistent and taking care of yourself either. It's willy-nilly. He's just another astrologer that tells people what the energy is and recommends. I'm here telling people know the astrology so you can counter the energies. Counter them. Not lean into it. No, know you got desires and pulses and all that. Why don't you try to resist them? It's called discipline. Discipline, it's all encompassing with what? Integrity. Oh, shit. So all these people are all lip service. Robert ain't even fun. It ain't even fun to go over there and listen on the tubes anymore. I'll drop in every. It's like grown up romper room. 27, 30 minutes every day. It's like, oh, let's read the chat. Blah. Oh, I got fucking important shit to do, I guess. I don't know. Fucking romper room, man. So, egghead. Mom said that she used to be an egghead, huh, Mom? You were studious? You were studious. Mom was very studious. Mom's brilliant. She just got a knock in the head real hard. So, I looked up, I bet if other people looked up egghead, they would have, variances of sources. But mine, a person who is highly academic or studious, an intellectual. I'm just going to read a couple. An egghead is slang for informal and often disparaging, a person with intellectual interests or pretensions, a brainy person. If you love to read, you are considered an egghead. And there are absolutely nothing worse than being considered an egghead. That's weird. It's usually used with, okay, here we go. Usually used with disparaging intent, implying that an intellectual is out of touch with ordinary people. See, I think that is why I feel so purposeful in these conversations, because I was this little autistic girl who had a speech impediment that overcame all these obstacles. Poverty. Yeah, Stanley. All of these obstacles to go on, pushing through every single fucking fit, because I was scared. I didn't want to do none of it. I didn't want to go in the Air Force. I don't like running. I don't want to do any of that. But this is what I need to do so I can get a good job and take care of my mom, because nobody's going to fucking help me do it. And there's 8 million motherfucking people on the goddamn planet. And now I'm 50 and I look back, and everybody says, everybody see my brain goes, look what they didn't do. Look what you could do and they couldn't. And these people, I worked in academia. I was like the Geek Squad. We ran the student service desk, had a bunch of like freshman employees and stuff like that. That, it's like the Geek Squad, because you pay enough tuition, we'll fix your shit, and stuff. And there's rules and regulations, but man, those went out. Like, I purposefully, intentionally put myself in these hospitals, working around these people, so I would know how the minds work of the people that work there. And it explained, when I worked in the hospital, it explained a lot why we would have to wait 5-6 hours when I would have an earache in the middle of the night. And that's because the residents were on duty, and a little kid's earache isn't a priority, so they're sleeping someplace, because that's what I saw. And I've been keeping track my whole life of where people don't care about people. And I'm a peaceful being, so I ain't never gonna do nothing no wicked heart, spirit heart, no spiteful nothing, no retaliation, none of that. I'm just going to talk openly and freely about how wasteful people are with their own agendas, pissing away other people's money. See, because I'm level-headed. As you see in society, people are losing their level heads. ORP was talking this morning, next 2 weeks, people are going to be freaking losing their shit. Because why? Why are they going to lose their shit? Because they don't have any fucking emotional control. Because everybody just goes around and does whatever they want whenever they feel like it. And temperatures are spiking because people are spiking. So temperatures are going to spike. And like Atlanta hasn't had water in 4 days. That's a pretty big place. Because they paid themselves and they didn't do the work. They paid themselves and they didn't do the work. And now America's infrastructure that was supposed to be the biggest, the power, America, looks like Uncle Sam got all tiny and small and popped too many Viagras. Because America's turning into a third world country. Because a bunch of stupid cousins. That's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. That are eggheads. Have a rad day. Peace.